The Crown creator claims Judi Dench and John Major probably feel stupid after criticism. The Crown, the popular Netflix series that dramatizes the life of the British royal family, has faced its share of criticism from various quarters, including some prominent figures such as Dame Judi Dench and former Prime Minister Sir John Major. However, the show's creator, Peter Morgan, has dismissed their objections as unfounded and said they probably feel stupid after watching the show. In an interview with Variety, Morgan said that most of the criticism comes before the show is released, and that once people see it, they realize that it is not a malicious or sensationalist portrayal of the royals, but a respectful and nuanced one. He said, all the criticism about the Crown's attitude to the royals comes in anticipation of the show coming out. The minute it's out and people look at it, whether it's Judi Dench or John Major, they instantly fall silent, and I think they probably feel rather stupid. Dench had accused the show of crude sensationalism in an open letter last year, before the release of its 5th season, which covered the turbulent events of the 1990s, such as the breakdown of Prince Charles and Princess Diana's marriage, the fire at Windsor Castle, and the death of Diana in a car crash in Paris. She had urged Netflix to add a disclaimer that The Crown is a fictionalized drama, and not a factual account of what happened. Major had also expressed his displeasure with some of the scenes in the show, especially those that depicted his conversations with Queen Elizabeth II during his tenure as Prime Minister from 1990 to 1997. He had called them a barrel load of nonsense and said they were malicious and unfair to the Queen. Morgan, however, defended his artistic license and said that he had never worked on anything that had caused such a public uproar. He said that writing about the royals is a minefield for dramatists, but also a compelling subject. He said everyone in Britain, whether they acknowledge it or not, has that level of sensitivity and attachment to this family, which is why it is an absolute minefield for dramatists to explore. And yet dramatists are born to write about kings and queens. That's what we do. The 6th and final season of The Crown will be released in 2 parts, the first one on November 16th, and the second one on December 14th. It will cover the period from 1997 to 2005, including the aftermath of Diana's death, the Queen's Golden Jubilee, and the marriage of Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles. Morgan said he was confident that stopping the show almost 2 decades before the present day was dignified, and that he had an idea for a prequel that could predate Elizabeth II, but that it would need a unique set of circumstances to come together. He also revealed that he had changed the ending of the final season to acknowledge the death of Elizabeth II last September, even though she hadn't died yet in the timeline of the show. He said, we'd all been through the experience of the funeral, so because of how deeply everybody will have felt that, I had to try and find a way in which the final episode dealt with the character's death, even though she hadn't died yet.